Hi, my name is Leonid Volkov. I'm one of the co-founders of the Internet Protection Society. That's a small Russian digital rights NGO which is trying to help Russians fight for their internet freedom and internet access amidst Putin's war and Putin's repression against opposition and civil society in our country. In this short video, I would like to tell you about one project that we've recently accomplished and that we are very proud of. It is small, but it's very practical, and I believe it's a great case study for how small and very practical things could be still implemented to make it harder for the Putin's regime to suppress freedom of speech and freedom of media in Russia. 2024. Russian civil society has almost no safe ways left to resist the regime. Anti-war rallies and protests carry the risk of arrests. Public statements against the war are punished with prison sentences. Even a private conversation can be considered public dissemination of lies by the authorities. However, tools for uniting and building civil society still exist in Russia. Many Russians oppose the wars, millions of them, and it's crucial for them to know they are not alone. Equally important as their access to an uncensored internet and reliable information. If you are unfamiliar with what the internet in Russia looks like during the war, imagine that you can't open a single independent media outlet's website. All of them were blocked back in early 2022 or even earlier. Some most important media outlets have been labeled as undesirable organizations, meaning that even sharing of their news or articles can lead to fines or even criminal charges. Well, reposting them is difficult anyway, because platforms like Facebook and X are inaccessible, at least without special tools. In such conditions, VPNs naturally come to the rescue. By the summer of 2022 already, Russia ranked second in the world for VPN application downloads. In 2023 and 2024, this number continued to grow steadily, and of course it's expected to rise further in 2025. According to some research, more than 50% of Russians are now using VPNs. But of course, Russian authorities are well aware of this. They fight VPN access using familiar methods. The Russian state regulator, the governmental internet censorship body, Roskomnadzor, blocks VPN services which the authorities deem as a threat to national security. This censorship has only intensified as the war continues and approaches its third anniversary. In September, Roskomnadzor proudly presented a 5-year strategy to implement more efficient blocking measures. Simultaneously and sadly, big tech companies tend to comply with Roskomnadzor's demands by removing VPN applications from their stores. Apple just recently removed over 150 VPNs from App Store, making them inaccessible for Russians, making the only way to get access to uncensored information not available. In this situation, we have come up with a simple and efficient tool that is able to solve this problem and to help civil society in Russia unite and strengthen horizontal connections between ordinary people. Our project is called VPN Generator, or shortly VPN-Gen, and it helps Russians to set their own small VPN servers and VPN networks. Essentially, it's a distributed network that's very difficult to block. We provide individuals with their own server which generates VPN access keys. These keys can be shared with family, friends, relatives, inner circle. We call the people managing these keys brigaders. Each brigadier is required to distribute at least 5 keys, creating a small community. To use our VPN, users simply need to install an app on their phone and enter the configuration sent by the brigadier. That's it. Each brigadier can distribute up to 250 keys. This allows our project to fit into a quite narrow niche. It's not too large to attract Roskomnadzor's attention, but not too small either. Of course, we are not yet able to provide each Russian with their own VPN server, but we truly wish we could. This project is built around security. It's entirely anonymous. Each brigadier is assigned a pseudonym and users also get pseudonyms. We don't collect and we don't know anything about their personal information. VPN Gen has a very simple interface and very straightforward user scenario. It's easy enough to be explained over the phone, which is especially helpful for elderly relatives or those less familiar with the technologies. So the basic use case scenario is really very simple. You can be in Russia, you can be abroad in the Russian diaspora. You set up your own small VPN server and just a couple of clicks, and you provide access to it using the VPN Gen application with also just a couple of clicks to your relatives, friends, people you trust, people who need uncensored access to the internet from inside the country. And you can share this access with up to 250 people, creating this small private virtual network which can't be destroyed by Roskomnadzor. We launched our project end of December 2022. Today we have over 300,000 users who have activated their keys. It's a population of a mid-sized city. We don't collect any personal data, ensuring safety for Russians. Our service is not affiliated with any undesirable organization, so it carries no risk for the end users. And this is a fully functioning project. We are eager and ready to scale it further. In Russia, there are millions of people who oppose the war, but currently see no space for resistance. Their number will increase as more Russians gain access to uncensored internet. That means gaining access to independent media, see truthful news, and realize that they are not left alone. Providing access to an open and uncensored internet is a very simple but a very important thing that can be done for Russians from anywhere in the world. In the face of tightening censorship, Russians need a reliable service to stay connected. And our project needs your support. Join us, support us, become a sponsor of the VPN Generator. Together, we can provide millions of Russians with reliable, uncensored internet access and unite those who stand against Putin's war.